Hey, everybody. I want to share something with you. I've gotten a few questions, more than a few, about the tattoo on my right arm on the inside of my forearm. It's a tattoo that I designed, and believe I got it in 2016 after I was diagnosed with leukemia, and it means a lot to me. This is it. And what it is basically it's my belief in a higher power. It's gonna be tough. This is the actual one the guy used to stencil it on my arm, and it says on the top, "Thy will be done." 6/1 of 15 was the day that I was told I had leukemia, which was ground shaking. You know, that's something you don't want to hear. And then Psalm 23, you know, that's I really like Psalm 23.4. Talks about, you know, walking through the valley of death, and it's just a beautiful psalm, probably the most famous psalm. But I want to tell you about it. This cross is actually an outline of the cross that when my brother died and I was 12 years old, when he died, I took it hard, man. I mean, I was really depressed, and to the point that my mom was concerned, and she called our family priest, Father John. He was a Franciscan monk. I don't know if he was a monk, but he was in the Franciscan church. I'm not too religious, but, you know, I believe in God. Anyways, so he came over and he talked to me. He was counseling me on the loss of my brother. And he gave me a cross, and that was in 1976. And that was a long time ago, man. But I still have that cross to this day. And when I got sick, I actually started wearing that cross. I'll show it to you. It's in my house. I had to take it off because it was just getting beat up. But I'll show you that cross. I wore it for a year and a half when I was fighting cancer. This is the cross that he gave me. And you can see it's kind of beat up. Let me grab my stuff. This is my family. Fucking motley crew. That's my mom. Anyways, I'm gonna relocate here. So this is the cross, and you can see it's worn. I mean, I just wore it out from wearing it, but I've had this cross since 1976, and on the side of it, I still have the little paper, and he wrote in very, very tiny writing, and he taped a piece of paper on the side of the cross, and it said, "To John, in memory of Gus." And this is olive wood, and it means a lot to me, man. It just, I've had this thing since 1976 through lots of moves and trials and tribulations in my life, but I've managed to keep this. It always hung on my bed on the string. It came on some string, and the string finally broke, but I saved that too. So I'm a sentimental guy. And back to the tattoo. It's a little bit smaller, but when I went in to have this designed, I traced the cross basically, and that's the meaning of that cross to me is God and my brother, who I feel is my guardian angel. My sobriety date, the date I got sober, is actually his birthday, and I just, in my heart, I believe that he he came down and he said, "You're done, bud. I'm gonna rescue you." And I ended up in a treatment facility for a week, and I never looked back. But anyways, so back to this. That's where the cross came from, the size of it, and it's my foundation, you know. But then up here is this insignia for Moffitt Cancer Center, and I just believe that these guys, Moffitt, was the answer to my prayers, and I just owe my life to them, my sister, for donating her marrow. But what they did is amazing, and I want to show that. I want to wear that on my body. You know, it's part of my story, and it's funny that number 13 has always been my number. Everybody's got a number, but 13 has always been the presence of God. You know, for me, when I look at a clock and it adds up to 13, or I can see the number 13 in it, it's just a reminder to me, which if you have a special number, you know what I'm talking about. But if you count up the letters in "Thy will be done," it's 13. You add those letters up, 6, 1 plus 1 plus 5, that adds up to 13. And and honestly, if you add up these, Psalm 23, you add up all those, let's see, I think that adds up to 15 too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's only 12. But anyways, so 13's my special number. This is why I have this tattoo on my arm. I hope that answers questions for people. And I've had people up at Moffitt, other cancer patients, ask about it, and the nurses are always, and the doctors are always very happy to see that on my arm. It means a lot to them that I would put ink on my body as an ode to them, you know. And so that's my tattoo, and I love it. I've got some stupid tattoos that I got when I was a kid. I had a Playboy bunny tattooed on my leg back in the early 80s. Yeah, I was a stud. Kind of a quick stud, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, guys. God bless you if you're going through some trials and tribulations. Stop praying. Believe that there's a higher power out there. It got me through sobriety, and being sober really was the foundation, and that trust in God was the foundation that helped me survive cancer. So I just wanted to share that with you, and we'll see what we can get into today, y'all.